Yes. In the paddock F1, green and the cheese.
Happy New Year.
We're on vacation. Happy New Year. Thanks for tuning in. Thanks for listening. Please hit that subscribe and like button if you haven't yet. Help us out here at the channel. But everybody knows what that sound means. If you listen to this program, it's time to go to that fantasy island of Greentopia. Where the beer flows like wine, the wine flows like beer, and that cannabis, oh yes, my friends, it grows as far as the eyes can see. Look at it out there. Freedom luscious. Take a little whiff. Goddamn. Whew. That's some good smelling stuff.
Hope it is on this happy 2026.
But we ain't taking a walk to the top of the hill. We're just here hanging out. It's a little in the news special from the island of Greentopia.
In the news. Yeah, a little bridge as we get into really the preseason coming up here. We are a few weeks away from testing in Barcelona, which apparently will be closed to all cameras, which is interesting. We'll get into that. Some major announcements by Haas. We'll get into that. But sounds like, geez, you got maybe a little tinfoil hat action going on. I don't know. Sounds like there could be some scandals going on at Mercedes. Why don't you tell us all about what you got, sir?
Well, let's start off with a little bit that we didn't get it in there at the beginning there, but we are caffeinated and we are medicated, goddammit.
God damn it, my apologies. You were taking a long whiff there. And we had to continue on with the program.
Air smelled, this air smells good, you know. But yes, there is some scandalous action apparently going down with the new Mercedes engines. A Mercedes engineer who defected to Red Bull and actually had some blueprints of the secret thermal expansion loophole that apparently Mercedes has found. Apparently at high temperatures, or when the car is, at speed and performing, parts, internal components in the power plant will physically deform at high temperatures, effectively jumping from the legal 16-to-1 compression rate to a high-performance 18-to-1 compression rate. Of course, giving the car more power. Apparently F1 knows about this and is going to let it slide and not do anything about it and let...
Right. All right.
Listen. Have an engine that's
sounds like they found a loophole. Sounds like they found a loophole here, and you got to give it up for them because regulation-wise, if you're going to be inspecting the vehicle pre-race, regulation-wise, it checks out just fine. So whether the compression over the heat, I totally understand. At first, when I looked at this, I was like, "Ooh, scandalous." But now that I think about it, again, you inspect the vehicle, everything is 100% on par. What happens at high speed, it's not almost as if it is 100% you found a loophole. So go with it and either change the way the engine's designed or let the entire field be able to do the same thing if it's going to help performance and help the car go a little bit faster and a little more competitive. So I'm totally down with that. Again, as long as it checks out before the car hits the track. That's what you're looking for. Hey, you can have someone checking it 200 miles an hour to see, right. Yeah, you can have diagnostics and all the gadgets and gadgets that they got going on to see exactly what's going on there. But I agree with Formula One. I don't often agree with Formula One in these cases, but I do here. And we'll see what happens. We'll see if there's any penalties or any proactive measures done, or it just becomes standard operating procedure, this build-in or upgrade.
Well, apparently F1 is aware of this as well.
Mm-hmm.
And is
which
looking
means
to work,
that...
which is working on documents that would allow Mercedes to compete with his engine, which doesn't fully comply to the regulations. And then they would have to, bring the engine under compliance for the 27th season. So that's the shady part, is that we're going to tweak things a little bit so you can use this, but then next year, you got to be legal.
They found a loophole. They outsmarted the F1 regulators. It happens sometimes in sport. It does
happen, for sure.
Where you find the loophole and you let it go because there's too much design and too much time put into the engine, and there's not much you can do about it. What are you going to do? Eliminate Mercedes? Or have them completely uncompetitive for the 2026 season? There's too much riding on Mercedes. Does every single team compete, whether it's motorsport,
well, it's like it's not even just Mercedes, it's all
sport.
It's all the customer teams too. So
everyone finds a loophole. That's your job.
Well,
and the job
Formula
for the
One.
regulation committees is to close the loopholes, and that's what it is. So good for Merck, and it'll give the opportunity for the rest of the field to catch up, and it could give them a significant advantage for 2026, but we will see. Let's move along, sir, unless you got anything else to add for this engine scandal.
No. We'll see what happens.
All right, well,
I'm sure other teams will protest it, so...
Well, we have a cryptic teaser from Cadillac. I'm assuming it's going to be some sponsor and or an early look at their livery for 2026 coming out this Monday, January 5th. But the bigger news, I think, that snuck in over the new year is Haas rebranding to TGR Haas. They rebranded their X account. They rebranded all their social media overnight, and they are now Toyota Gazoo Racing. If anyone doesn't know what Toyota Gazoo is, actually Gazoo.com. It's an old Japanese used car website from back in the day. I think it still is. I think if you still go to Gazoo.com, you can find a nice used car in Japan, or maybe here in the U.S. I don't know. But anyway, they are rebranding, and it feels to me, Cheese, that's not the big story. To be the story is Toyota inching closer and closer to what I feel has been happening for a few years now, and getting into Formula One, not just as an engine supplier, but as a team owner. And it seems like Gene Haas, maybe he's interested in selling the team to Toyota. And if anyone has the money to buy it, Toyota's one of those organizations that could. So what are your thoughts on that, the name rebrand, and is this going to be Toyota Racing and not America's team in the next 2 to 3 years?
The name change was known about last year or so when they announced it. I mean, it was already on the car last year. Toyota Gazoo Racing was already on the car last year.
Yeah, but everything's rebranded. It's officially rebranded.
But that was, that was going to change. Would I be shocked or anything? No. All the big car companies are jumping in the show right now. Coming aboard with the new regs and the new engine regs. I mean, you're going to have GM's going to have their own power plant in a couple years. Ford is coming in with Red Bull. Honda's coming back with Aston Martin. You have Audi coming in, which is the Volkswagen Group, was the largest car seller in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I think Toyota's number 2 or 3. So would I be shocked? Absolutely freaking not. I mean, all the big car companies are coming back into the sport. F1 is hot, man. F1 is the racing sport of the world right now. It is hot. It is hot everywhere. It's become hot in the United States now, and that makes a massive deal. That's mucho dinero.
Well, yeah. U.S. remember,
and you want your, you're gonna want your car, your logo out there for people to see it.
There's a reason U.S. has 3 races now, and their own team is because people have in this country more disposable income to be able to overpay for a race, and to be able to have that experience to go to a Formula One race. So it's no surprise that there's 3 here in the U.S. And I guess Montreal is just almost an extension, as it is only a few miles over the border. You want to count, I wouldn't say Mexico. You don't have as many U.S. fans. It's a lot of Mexican fans in Mexico, but a ton of U.S. fans in Canada that go up there because you're right over the border. So yeah, mucho dinero for sure, and all the big teams are going to get, all the big manufacturers are going to get in it. And if you're not in it right now, you will be soon. Because, again, when you have a U.S. market, and we see with all sport, U.S. market makes a humongous difference. You saw it with, soccer, European football, the impact that even MLS, little Major League Soccer in the U.S. does have a major financial impact around the globe, a lot bigger than you might think. So, all right, let's moving on. Do you have anything else before we close things up over here?
That's really all I got for you.
All right, well, we have a lot more episodes coming up. I'm going to leave you with this one, the Madrid Circuit, which I actually was at before it was under construction about 2 years ago, and got to be in there in the Plaza del Sol there in Madrid and interview some local guides about the Madrid Circuit coming in. But yeah, it is finally underway. Construction is underway, sir. Ground has been broken. But the race is this year, so it sounds like we're going to keep an eye on that potential shit show that might happen in regards to the Madrid street circuit, which is not through the streets of Madrid. It is in some parking lot, like via Miami, it seems. So something to get excited for, apparently. Something to get super pumped for. Thought you're going to go around like the train station and the loop there and through the city. No, we're going to go through like the festival space. And we're definitely going to be bringing you guys a 2026 Great Reset episode, probably the next couple weeks, about the new reg changes and everything going on there. Everything going with the fuel and with the end of the DRS generation and what that's going to look like, and what teams may or may not be more or less competitive going forward. We got to get to the F1 calendar. We're going to bring you guys an F1 calendar show, I'm sure, over the next couple weeks here. And like I said, that whatever information we can squeeze out, whoever we got to interrogate to get some information out of the closed Barcelona session, I'm sure we'll get plenty of info, but it will be interesting to see what will come out of that. Say what you got to say, brother.
I will see you guys next time, as always. Thanks for listening, and stay medicated, my friends.
Peace.